Hey, what is going on, YouTube? This is Mohammed, your personal PMP coach from Certify with Ease, helping you get certified the fastest and the easiest way possible. In this video, we are going to solve 5 more questions that you cannot miss out on before taking your exam. Before we jump into it, like always, I have my PMP Accelerator course. If you are interested in it, like all of these people, including Vivek is someone who got certified in 3 days using these principles that I'm about to teach you. If you're interested and you want me to hold your hand throughout the entire process and give you the formula to succeed, then book an appointment so you can get this PMP certificate over with immediately. All right, let's jump into these 5 questions today. The document will be linked in the description below. Make sure you check it out and let us start. Okay, so we got question number 1. Question number 1. A team recently switched to an agile approach. Remember, we're going to follow 3 steps. The first step is to read with purpose. You are going to read with the intention of understanding what the problem is. Easier said than done. A lot of the times on the exam, you might have to go back to the problem 2, 3, 4 times. This is what we want to avoid. So read with intention. Number 2, eliminate the problems that contradict our principles. The principles are going to be listed to your side. You can take a look at them. And we want to eliminate these answers that contradict our principles and the answers that do not solve the core problem. Very important. Number 3, choose the answer that completely solves the problem. Okay? So number 1, what is our problem statement? Let's read. A team recently switched to an agile approach. During daily meetings, they raised concerns about delays. The project leader worked with the product owner to clarify the features and told the team to focus on delivering all features quickly. However, sprints are being completed with fewer features or lower quality. Okay. So the problem statement here is that the project manager or project leader, let's just say project manager, is asking the team finish quick. Okay. So when it comes to my problem statement, I don't write it in full sentences. This is just how I process things. But of course, you don't want to write the problem statement on your exam. You just want to have it in the back of your head. I'm just writing it to show you guys that this is what the problem statement is. And as a consequence of finishing quickly, there's fewer features and low quality. Awesome. So this is really interesting, guys. Actually, you can take note of this. Before every single sprint, there's something called the team velocity. It's how fast your team can actually move, meaning how fast can your team produce what is required, the requirements, what has been stipulated in the sprint planning meeting. If you tell your team all of a sudden you have to finish quicker, it ruins this velocity, it ruins this flow. So naturally, you are going to have lower quality features. And you might even have lower features because people are just overwhelmed. So what should we do? Okay, so our problem statement is done. Let's eliminate the answers that contradict our principles. Ask the team to keep an impediment log and update it for the next sprint. Okay, so I don't see how this is going to solve the problem. And I don't like the fact that we are going to delay it for the next sprint. So this is principle number 2. You never want to settle for delays. Even when it comes to solving problems, you want to solve them immediately in this case, during this sprint. And if you read the problem again, you'll see that we are at the sprint planning meeting. Okay? So we're at the daily stand-up meeting. So we're still at this sprint. We're not finished this sprint. B, help the team find solutions to remove obstacles and deliver on time. Okay, I like that. Not bad. You're helping the team. You're stepping in as a project manager should. All right. Suggested adding impediments to the product backlog to fix in the future sprints. Okay. So impediments don't go in the product backlog. That's one technical mistake the answer is making. And number 2, future sprints again. We do not want to delay anything. Delaying doesn't mean only delaying the progress of the project. Delaying also means delaying solving the issues. When you delay solving the issues, you're basically creating a bigger issue in the future. So I'm not going to choose C or A. Empower the team to improve their processes, tools, and communication to deliver better results. Okay. So I like this word empower. This is a servant leader word, and you should take note of it. It's actually one of our principles. If you check out principle number 3, encourage, care. Okay, so empower is not there, but empower is one of the words, the keywords that you should look out for. Improve the processes, tools, and communication to deliver better results. Now, there's something wrong with this answer. We never mentioned in the question that the problem had to do with their processes, tools, and communication. We actually know that the problem has to do with the PM asking the team to be quicker. So I'm not going to eliminate this answer because technically it doesn't contradict any principles. But let's just explore what we have left now, okay? So we're left with B and we're left with D. What is the answer? Now, this is a little bit tricky, guys, and I like this question a lot. A lot of you might be thinking we're dealing with an agile project. Let us empower the team. They're self-organized. Figure it out yourself. So D should be the answer. B, we wouldn't do because the project manager is stepping in. That's not self-organization. But here's the thing. Anytime, and write this rule down, anytime there's a performance issue, okay, anytime there's a performance issue, by the way, we write performance with P-R-E, but I know Americans write it P-E-R. That's why there's a red line. I just figured this out when I write it with P-R-E. Anyways, anytime there's a performance issue, you want to get the project manager involved. Project manager will help in this case, okay? So the best answer here is going to be B. Help the team to find solutions. If the problem was just a casual disagreement, no problem. D should, well, in this case, not D, but you should let your team self-organize and handle it themselves, okay? So there's a little trick here, but just remember this fundamental rule where if there's a performance issue, PM gets involved. Great. Okay, I guess I forgot to put the answer for this one. But we move on to number 2. A team delivers features to a customer with each iteration. After each iteration is completed, the customer is invited for a review. However, the customer is often unavailable, leading to delayed reviews and additional rework for the team. What action should the project manager take? All right, so the problem statement here is pretty simple. Customer unavailable. Customer unavailable for the what was it called again? Customer is unavailable for the sprint review. Okay, so the customer cannot review the increment, the product increment, or basically what the team has been working on and what the team has completed. This is absolutely essential. The customer needs to give his or her feedback so the team can then progress with this feedback and reiterate what needs to be done. Okay, so what should we do? Involve the customer in daily project activities to receive necessary guidance. Okay, well, we just said that the customer is unavailable. So what makes us think that the customer is going to be available on a daily basis? So this is not going to be the answer. It goes against the information in the question itself. If the customer is not available, right, or often available at the end of the sprint, why should this customer be available every single day? Plan ahead and establish an optimal method for reviewing deliverables with the customer. Okay, so I like this. You got this establish an optimal method for reviewing deliverables with the customer. You're planning. Okay, so on your exam, you won't see the words plan ahead. You might see like discuss with the customer or collaborate or something like this. But this is basically principle number 1 in action. but you're taking a step back. You're planning. You're looking at what needs to get done. Okay? Principle number one. I like this. Remember this fundamental rule. Principle number one does not need to have the keywords assess, investigate, discuss. It's this notion of taking a step back, collecting all the information, thinking things through, planning things out before actually making a decision. Okay? That's principle number one. And anytime you have principle number one as one of the options, it's usually like 99% of the times, it's usually the answer. Okay? C, ask the customer to clarify all requirements at the start of each iteration. Okay, so is this the problem? Or does this answer the problem statement? Our problem statement is the customer is unavailable. Clarifying the requirements is not a part of that. So because of that, we're going to eliminate this answer. And D, request the customer review deliverables each iteration depending on their availability. Okay, yes, of course, that's obviously what we're trying to do. So technically speaking, it's not wrong. So we are left with B and D. I like B first. Okay, we plan ahead and we establish this optimal method. This optimal method might not be contingent upon this customer's availability. This optimal method might be that this customer sends a representative. So instead of the customer, someone else is going to take his or her place. We won't know that until we explore option B. So that's going to be my answer. Let's check it out. Let's see what the answer is. The answer is B. Okay. All right, awesome. Question number 3. So this is a question where you can, you have to choose 2 options. And the same principles apply, same methodology. You have more chances of getting a correct answer. But since there's 5 options, you have more chances of getting a wrong answer too. But let's just work through it, okay? So the problem statement here, let's just note that down. A key project stakeholder has begun escalating all issues and major requirements directly to the project sponsor. The PM is concerned that the team is not receiving direct communication from the stakeholder. Which 2 actions should the project manager take to improve the relationship with the stakeholder? Okay, so why is this a problem though? Let's talk about this. So you got a stakeholder escalating things to the project sponsor. Now, the project sponsor is someone on your exam that you should not go to. Don't go to the project sponsor. Once the project has initiated, there's no reason for you to escalate things to the sponsor. So the problem here is that the key stakeholder is going to the sponsor when he or she does not need to. And instead, this key stakeholder should go to the project team. There's a communication issue. So communication, or we should say lack of communication between stakeholder plus team. Okay, cool. Forgive me for my handwriting. It's terrible. I'm just realizing that right now. But we'll make it work. Which 2 options should we do to improve this relationship between the stakeholder and the team? Train the team on emotional intelligence and effective status reporting techniques. Okay. So is it the team's problem here only, or does it include both? And we're not talking about reporting statuses, right? We're not talking about status reports. We're talking about direct communication. So that's our issue here. So over here, actually it's over here more. It's not receiving direct communication. So this is not going to be the answer because it doesn't address the root problem. It doesn't address the problem statement. We are looking for lack of communication between the stakeholder and project team. Okay. Maybe I should add lack of direct communication. I think that's a little bit better. Between both of these people. Okay. Foster an adaptive and transparent environment that encourages open communication between the team and stakeholders. I love this. This is very beautiful. Foster, you are a servant leader. You're creating this environment for your team so you can ensure that's communication. Very good. And yeah, it completely solves the problem. You're making this environment so that both of them can communicate effectively. Share weekly status reports with comprehensive details about the project's progress and team performance. Okay. Now, that's fine. Again, it's not about status reports. It's mainly about direct communication. So this part doesn't really address the root problem, the problem statement. Comprehensive details. You know what's really funny? Or not really funny, but you know what's a quick hack? When they mention requirements on your PMP questions, or in your PMP questions, it is usually a agile project. For your exam, you can take it as an agile project. So something that goes against agile philosophy or the agile manifesto is the fact that there's no detailed, comprehensive reports. Okay, um, so not agile. Oh, come on, what's going on? Not agile. There we go. Okay, but anyways, the first part gives it away that this is not going to be the answer. Provide performance reports and task assignments to keep the stakeholder informed. Now, again, we want direct communication. That's not going to be the answer. Arrange regular meetings with the key stakeholder to offer updates and gather feedback. Okay, I like this. Regular meetings and environment of communication, fostering this environment. Okay, those are going to be my two answers. The other ones simply don't address the root problem. And yep, these are our answers. Question number 4. Okay, 2 more left. This is a pretty small one. There's an ongoing conflict between 2 project team members, which is negatively affecting the project. How should the project manager handle this situation? All right, so conflict between team members. By the way, this is like a foundational question. You might read a question on the exam, but at the end of the day, the problem statement is always there's a conflict between people. They might say that, oh, there's a big project going on and there's a huge budget for it, and the project is this and that, and then 2 team members are arguing. That's the problem statement. Okay, so that's why it's so important to frame the problem. The PMP exam is a simple. It's a reading exam. If you're good at reading, you'll be able to take the exam. Okay. Advise both team members and issue a final warning. So advising team members is good. Issue a final warning. This is something that's not in the style of the PMP, nor is it servant leader like. Okay, so contradicts principle 3. And yeah, you might say, but in real life, we might do this and stuff. Yeah, I know. In real life, we might do this, but we are concerned about the PMP exam right now. So real life doesn't apply. Anyways, B, relocate the 2 team members to different project teams. So this is not going to solve the core problem. They're having a conflict. Plus, relocating them, what does that even do? We might need these team members. They're important resources. That's why they're on the project. So I'm just gonna X this one. Escalate the issue to human resources before it escalates further. So principle number 8 is being contradicted here. We don't escalate things, even though in real life we might, but we don't escalate when it comes to the project, the PMP exam. The project manager should handle the problems. D is the last answer. I like the word foster. Okay, that's servant leader. So that's principle number 3. But this time it's not contradicting it. This time it's supporting it. So foster self-awareness between the 2 team members by promoting emotional intelligence. Okay, very good. Okay, so that's a good answer right there. Yeah, there we go. We got it. Pretty simple answer. But again, we're trying to get the concept and we're trying to get accustomed to the principles so that you become used to them. Okay. Question number 5. An Agile team member has received certification for a new tool, but is complaining that the rest of the team is not using it due to a lack of knowledge. How should the servant leader apply emotional intelligence to leverage the situation to benefit the project? Problem statement. So team member, oh, let me just fix this. Complains or complaining that the others have a lack of knowledge. Okay. Why? Because his team member did a certification and the other ones didn't. What should we do? Request a budget to reward the team member so that the others are motivated to earn the same certification. Okay. Well, there's a couple of problems with this. Principle number 2 is contradicted here because we never want to spend extra money. We never want to do this. If we're going to give this person a reward, request a budget just to give him a reward, that's going to cause problems. And it also contradicts principle number 3. This is not servant leader like. Why? Because it creates friction. Creates friction in our team. If we favor one team member over others, it's going to create problems down the road. So I'm going to eliminate this and we're going to move on. Promote the team member to product owner, to the product owner position to apply their new knowledge with clients. Now, there is nowhere in the question where it mentions that this tool has to do with anything that the product owner does or the backlog and this and that. And it doesn't address the root problem. The problem statement says that this team member is complaining about other people not having this specific knowledge. So it's not addressing anything. I'm going to exit. Encourage. Okay, I like this word. Servant leader like. Encourage the team member to use their expertise to create and deliver training for the team. Okay. Not bad. Okay, there's a little bit of problem with this. And the problem here is that it contradicts one of our principles. I might have to find it because I don't remember what number it was. But it's the principle where the team's capacity is reduced. It's principle number 23. Okay? If you're offering a training to the team members, it will reduce the capacity of this specific team member. I'm not going to eliminate it right away. Let's just see what else is there. Because D might be a better option or it might be not an option at all. Okay? Offer incentives to team members who start using the new tool for okay, so this is not going to be the answer for sure. Principle number 2. There's no incentives. If you're doing your job, your incentive is your salary. It's not anything extra. So if you need to use a new tool for the project, you better learn it, right? Obviously, we want to say that in a more polite manner, but that's the reality. The best answer here is going to be 23. Even though there is a little bit of disagreement with our principles, it's still going to be better than D, okay? So D is not going to be the answer because, again, we don't want to spend extra money when we don't need to. All right? So X. And that is about it, guys. Those are 5 questions. Exactly. We got it. Those are 5 questions. And again, like I mentioned before, if you're interested in getting PMP certified in 30 days, you want to get this over with, you don't want to study for 3 to 4 months, I got a course. Please check it out. Book an appointment with me. And the appointment is just there for me to assess your situation and give you a good package that can get you certified as soon as possible. So don't be afraid to meet me. I love meeting all you guys. Take care and have a fantastic rest of the day. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.